Hey there, it's Ryan with Breakthrough Guitar, and I've been asked a million times to show you my gear, show you my guitars, how I actually play on a daily basis, considering I don't use any amplifiers. And I figured now was a good time, not to show you the whole thing, because I kind of have a problem. I mean, I have way too many guitars, but I'm going to show you my top 3 go-tos and explain why I use them for different reasons. Let's do it. All right, so first up, I have the Misha Jackson HT6 from Jackson. This is my travel guitar specifically. I use it for travel 100%. Next is the Paul Reed Smith Custom 24 with a beautiful blue Mateo, I believe is what it's called, 10-top on there. I'm really excited to show you that one. But my newest pride and joy is the Jason Richardson Ernie Ball Music Man 7-string. It's fantastic. So excited for that new purchase. So let's start with this Jackson Pro Series. It's got the wonderful headstock that's kind of reversed, very Jackson-esque. But with that, it's also got those die-cast locking tuners that just have the little swivel behind the back of the neck so that you could attach your strings easily. I actually use these FretWraps in every one of my guitars. They slide up and down the neck so that it mutes strings while I'm recording, which is great. We've got the good caramelized maple fingerboard as well with 24 jumbo frets. Additionally, this guitar has a basswood body, which is very interesting. And it also comes with a hardtail bridge. It's an actual Jackson HT6 string-through hardtail bridge. We've got our custom voiced Jackson MM1 humbuckers there, a 5-way selector switch, which is just fantastic for me and the different tones I need to tap into. But even cooler is the Coil tap system as well. You'll see we have volume, we have tone, but if I pull up on the tone, I now have coil tap, where instead of using both, we're using single coils. Here in this position, and then up here, we're going to use the top coil in that position as well. Fantastic guitar. The back itself is a wonderful caramelized maple fingerboard, which is fantastic on top of that. Really good to move through. You'll notice it's not glossy. I love it. And of course, it's a bolt-on as well. As far as the Paul Reed Smith, this is a beauty. As you can see, everything in my life has locking tuners. These ones lock from the top though, so much easier to get to for sure when changing your strings. There is the 24 fret rosewood fretboard here with the signature bird inlays, of course, as you can see there. It's a mahogany body with a carved figured maple 10-top. You can kind of see where that separates from the rest of the body there as well. On top of that, first of all, it's a gorgeous color. It doesn't even do it justice in here. And it has the Gen 3 tremolo bridge, which is really good for note bending. It really stays in tune without locks. The humbuckers are the 8515 humbuckers from Paul Reed Smith with a 5-way blade as well. And there's a 25-inch scale length with this on top of that. The previous guitar was 25.5. But you'll see that there is a gloss back. That could be a game changer for some people and a stopping point for others in terms of movability and shreddability, so to speak. But moving on, the Jason Richardson Ernie Ball Music Man Cutlass 7-string. Yep, count them. There you go, 7. On the reverse side, we've got the locking tuners where they twist just easily, and they're the Schaller locking tuners on there. You'll notice that we have 24 stainless steel frets. It's an ebony fretboard. I'll show you the roasted maple neck in a second. Every one of my guitars has 24 frets. I'm a big fan of 24, not 22 or less than that as well. The body, though, incredible body, right? It's an alder body with a one-of-a-kind Buckeye burl where they actually split the burl and flip it between both sides, which is just fantastic. And you'll notice, too, that this actually has a floating tremolo. The 7-string Music Man floating tremolo, which is super helpful, stays in tune very well. 3-way selector switch as well, when you're talking about these custom voiced Ernie Ball Music Man humbuckers. They also have this wonderful push-pull coil splitting technique where you just push and it pops up and you're able to do the coil splits from there, which I'll show you in a minute. But additionally, the volume, when you push it, adds 20 dB of pure power for solo ability on top of that. And again, I want to show you the back here. Just you'll notice that I typically don't go for gloss backs. My thumb moves very effortlessly without the gloss back on my guitars. And that's it. Again, I use the Misha. That first one is a travel guitar. It really can take a beating and it holds up, depending on if I'm visiting family in Akron where it's freezing cold sometimes, and then bringing it back to 1,000,000 degrees Fahrenheit here in Texas. It really holds up in those changes. So it's always good for me to use in hotel rooms, in other locations, on vacations, wherever I'm headed. The Paul Reed Smith is kind of my go-to for clean tones, so chord use, arpeggiated chords, everything. But the Jason Richardson Ernie Ball Music Man, I would say is my official go-to every single day guitar at this point when I'm at the home office here and I'm playing. And I'm going to show you how I actually play. In fact, I'm going to show you right now the world that is my digital playground for playing the guitar and playing around. So I use Cubase as my DAW. I can record here, or I could use it. I have templates set up for practice and everything I need. So I have clean channels ready to go. I have distortion rhythm channels. I have lead channels. I have all of that stuff. So usually I'll use Cubase, and then I use plugins on top of that. Because let's face it, if I use something with just the plugin noises at this point, it wouldn't be great. But with the ability to have something like the NeuralDSP plugins, the Petrucci one specifically is my go-to, we're able to take that sound and make it something beautiful. Very cool, very easy. So this is my practice environment. I always practice with this entire setup. But the big thing I want to show you today is something I mentioned a bunch of times in those videos. Coil taps, split coils. What the heck are they? Well, obviously we know that in the guitar we have our humbuckers right here. Typically when we're in the bridge position all the way down, we're playing with both of these activated. Coil tap just takes that last one and says, we're not going to play them both, we're just going to use this one. And there are a lot of different reasons to use it. Tone is, of course, the leading reason and the reason you want to get into it. But you'll notice in clean playing, it sounds so beautiful. So last thing I'm going to do for you right now is play a few chord variations without a coil tap, with the humbucker itself as is in the bridge position. Well, I should actually do the neck position to show you some really cool clarity. And then I'm going to activate it, and we'll go from there. So you can really start to hear the difference. That's kind of the key, and that's the really cool part about getting into using coil taps and everything. But if there's one recommendation I have, it's go explore below. I have all the links to all my stuff between the guitars I use, the extra guitars that I didn't even feature here, the audio interface that I use on a daily basis to play digitally. Enjoy. You know, I started on a Line 6 amp on a Yamaha guitar, and before I knew it, I became a tone snob through different guitars and different amps, and here I am all these years later using all digital amps and mainly 3 guitars. It's been a great journey and it'll continue, but it's a journey and it's fun, so you should definitely explore and have fun, if for nothing else, to explore and learn and enjoy. So go check out those links below and we'll go from there. I hope this is helpful. Feel free to ask any questions you have. I'd love to answer them. And I appreciate you. I will see you on the other side.